All fears come from the fact of death. What is the essence of fear? According to the dictionary, fear is an unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain, or pose a threat. It's synonymous with terms like terror, fright, horror, panic, agitation, dread, trepidation, dismay, anxiety, worry, unease, nervousness, timidity, doubt, suspicion, uneasiness, phobia, antipathy, and more. The root cause of fear is the fear of death. When we delve into our fears, we find that what we fear most is the loss of our own lives or those of our loved ones. We're scared of the unknown that death represents, the possibility of non-existence, and the dread of leaving everything we know and love behind. This fear of death is deeply ingrained in our subconscious mind and acts as the primary fear from which all other fears originate. To conquer our fears, we must confront our fear of death and find peace with it. In my view, the real source of fear is linked to death itself. The fact of death wounds and severely damages our souls. Fear stems from the awareness of death's inevitability, often deeply suppressed in our subconsciousness. The reality that all of us are destined to die, whether we accept it or not, significantly impacts our psyche. Therefore, all fears fundamentally stem from the reality of death. Fear and death are inextricable, intertwined like two sides of the same coin. Henceforth, I will use the term, the fear of death, to explain many psychological concepts in this book. Various fear-related feelings spring from the fear of death that lurks beneath human unconsciousness. Now, we can embark on our intellectual journey. As the first step, before discussing the fear of death itself, we must take the time to contemplate and understand death's meaning. Death is defined as the ultimate cessation of all bodily, mental, and spiritual functions. Discussing death's reality can be daunting because we ultimately become dust, with everything we've pursued becoming null at the moment of death. For example, envision a thief coming in the night and stealing all the assets from your safe. How would that make you feel? You might experience the fear of loss, but this pales in comparison to the loss of life. Losing one's life overnight would indeed signify disaster and ultimately a loss of everything. However, we tend to underestimate the implications of death and do not adequately prepare for it. As I illustrated with the metaphor of death being akin to a thief who takes everything, including your life, we are ultimately reduced to nothing at the moment of death. Our subconscious is acutely aware of this and reacts with reflexive responses, both consciously and subconsciously. From personal experience, I can say that I first became conscious of my mortality at around the age of 8.